Hi, John Dwyer is my name, and as you can tell from my accent, I'm an Aussie. And we have a pretty spectacular offer for you if you happen to be a business coach or a mentor or a consultant who has a database of business owners. Your business owners, no doubt, are knocking on your door all the time saying, we want ideas about how we can build sales. We want to build revenue. And I know it's pretty taxing being a business coach. I've been a marketing coach for some time. And it's pretty draining when you've got to give them new ideas all the time to improve their business. And of course, you've got to pray that they're going to execute those ideas. Having been a consultant for 1,000 years, I decided some time ago that the silver bullet for most small businesses is providing them with a packaged promo in a box. Because we know that most business owners are very good technicians, but they're not real big on execution. So we've done that, and it's a free vacation program, which I'll tell you about in just a second. But the good news for you is that when you join forces with us as a joint venture partner, should you decide to do that, then two benefits will come from that. Number one, you'll be providing your database with rocket fuel in terms of understanding incentive-based marketing and how it can make a big, big difference to their business. And number two, you'll walk away with 40%, 40%, 40 that is, of any sales that come from a joint venture webinar. And how it works is this, is that you would simply send out a few emails to your database and you'd invite them to come to a webinar, which would be hosted by you and featuring me, of course. You can choose to just introduce me, or you can maybe do a Tonight Show style interview. We do have a structured slide presentation, of course, not death by PowerPoint, trust me, it's an interesting and funny one. But nonetheless, you can choose to be as involved as you like in the webinar, it's entirely up to you. Some business coaches just introduce me and then off I go. The webinar length is normally 55 minutes. And some others want to, be involved in an interview style fashion throughout the 55 minutes, so that's fine. How did this come about and what is it? Okay, some years ago, down under in Australia, I had a client who was a building society, and they were getting beaten up by the big banks, the likes of Wells Fargo. They could not compete against them, okay? They were the 250th biggest business in Australia, but they were not as big as the big banks like Wells Fargo. And so they were a challenger brand. And when I looked after them from a consultancy basis, I said, you've got to do something different. We've got to create a Happy Meal toy for you, not try and beat the big banks on interest rates, because you're never going to win on interest rates against Wells Fargo, for example. And so we came up with a concept, and that is get a home loan, get a free holiday. I introduced them to a discount travel agency, so they were getting holidays for a discount rate. And that's what we did. We came on TV and social media and said, swap your home loan from the nasty banks, the likes of the Wells Fargo, what have you, and we'll give you a free holiday. Now, we call it holiday in Australia, you call it vacation, of course, okay? And so therefore, that's what happened. We just purely and simply went out in communications and said, get a home loan, get a free vacation. And it went nuts, went crazy. We're talking billions, not millions, but billions of dollars worth of extra home loans. And it was so successful that about halfway through the 11 years that it ran, I convinced Jerry Seinfeld, yes, the one and only, Jerry Seinfeld, to become spokesman for the Building Society. And you'll see one of his ads right now. So there you go. Okay, so you see, of course, you add Seinfeld with a free vacation. It just went nuts. It went crazy. I wish I had charged them a percentage of the increase in their home loans, but stupid me, no, I got the consultancy fee. It was a reasonably handsome consultancy fee, but nonetheless, they made billions. I didn't quite make billions out of it. I wish I did. Now, what we do is that as a result of the success of that, an American travel company contacted us and said, look, we're a travel agency. You look like you're a decent marketing agency. Why don't we join forces and you create a package that you can sell to businesses as an incentive? And that's what we've done. So we've put together an incentive program whereby businesses can buy 50 vacations at a time at $97. And each one of these vacations is valued up to $1,000. Now we're talking about 4-day vacations throughout the US, the places like Vegas and New York and Grand Canyon and San Diego and Florida and all sorts of places, okay, all the places that people would want to go to. And we're talking about longer stays in the likes of Cancun in Mexico and Canada and various overseas destinations. So there's a whole bunch of places that people can go to for either 4 days or longer. Now, we normally advertise on Facebook and bring leads in from business owners through Facebook advertising, but we've discovered it really makes sense to join forces in a JV format with people like you. people who are business coaches or consultants who have a list of, guess who? Business owners looking for the silver bullet to increase sales. I've never seen anything like this. I know I might be biased because I make money out of the vacation program these days, but I've given away lots of incentives over the years, the likes of dining vouchers and movie vouchers, toasters and microwaves and motorbikes and you name it. I've tried every possible incentive you can think of, and vacations is the number one. And the reason is because it's appealing to both sexes and all ages. You can ask someone who might be 22, would they like a free vacation? They'll say yes, and the same response will come from someone who might be 92. Whereas if I gave a 22-year-old a microwave oven or a lawnmower, they'd probably say, no thank you. Okay, we can't get enough vacations, and that's why it is rocket fuel. Now, in the seminar, like all seminars, we don't sell it at $97, okay? So the normal minimum quantity of 50 times $97 doesn't apply. We actually sell it for less than $50 in a webinar, and we've had a lot of success with it. The hit rate in webinars is pretty impressive, I've got to tell you, because this is a pretty sexy incentive for any business. The only business I've refused to take money from actually is a funeral parlor. I just didn't think it would be tasteful in that particular industry, but it suits any other industry. We've got solar companies, we've got florists, we've got cafes and restaurants, we've got pool cleaners, we've got landscapers, we've got accountancy practices, you name it. This free vacation concept is absolutely universally appealing to any one of those businesses. So if you'd like 40% of what we sell on a webinar, then you might like to contact us to talk about doing just that, a webinar together. All you need to do is send out 3 emails. We have crafted an email template, and we just suggest that about maybe 4 or 5 days out from the webinar, you would start sending out 1 a day. And of course, when we do the webinar, we make the special offer at the end, and you'll see below what the numbers look like, and you pick up 40% of that. Okie dokie, so therefore it's a pretty handsome return for you just sending out 3 emails. And if you don't want to be part of the webinar and you just want us to run it, that's fine. But normally speaking, the business coach who owns the database would like to at least introduce me. And if you want to hang around and we talk throughout the webinar, that's fine too. That's about it. If you'd like to talk to us about setting up a relationship like this where you get 40% of the sales at the end of the webinar, then you know what to do. There's a button below and we can have a chat. Look forward to talking to you.